never like the way that we are. Like all those things kind of correlate to the concept that when you believe when you don't have or you live in a godless society, the next thing that you can worship is celebrity. And whether it's Kyrie stands or any other type of NBA stands, or people who worship Kim Kardashian, like I didn't know that was a thing like that until I had daughters old enough to show it to me. I thought the Beyonce hive was mobilized and militant. No, there's people who will die. Like I'm looking at Kanye West's comments section. It was like an all out war between between Kim K stands and Kanye stands, and it's amazing because in my mind I would never do anything like that. For as much as I love Kevin Durant as a player, and I love the person he is too, I'm never gonna shout at him from the sidelines. I'm never gonna beg him to take a picture with me and my son. If I paid for it in some kind of autograph type of thing, that'd be one thing. But I'm never gonna see Kevin Durant at Starbucks and be like, "Yo, Kev, man, my son loves you. Can you take a picture with him?" I would never do that. That's not the type of fan I am. And where that bothers me the most is once you get so emotional about a player or a person, right? That's where critical thinking ends. And you could be the smartest person in the world, right? We see it with Trump supporters, intelligent people, successful people, good people. They latch on to this dude, and it's like and everything bad from him trickles down to them, because now you're not having a relationship with a person who has flaws and makes mistakes and could be foolish. You now have a relationship with a demigod. You now have a relationship with someone who is operating as in response to their celebrity. Part of the reason why Kyrie will never get vaxxed is because this is a part of the identity he has created online. And I feel like as a group of people, this is an okay thing to talk about. You could still want him on the team, you could still love the player, and just recognize that this is the situation. This is what we bought into. Everyone in the Nets organization knew who Kyrie was. KD knew who Kyrie was, and I've even heard KD manage it. Remember the podcast they did, Sam? They did together, Sam?
Yep.
And KD had to slow Kyrie down and was like, "Yo, I don't think it'd be beneficial to us to go tell our coach to play you at the 4." Just I could see KD reeling him in, and he's probably tried to reel Kyrie in on many subjects. However, he's his own man, and he completely has the right to believe whatever he wants to believe and put whatever he wants in his body, right? Just like I have the right to eat 200 burgers a day. Or, when you came over, it was weird because my wife got you dinner and I didn't eat anything. The reason why I wasn't eating anything is because I intermittent fast. Because I understand what happens when I eat burgers late at night at my age. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even the chubby part that I mind. It's the heart disease. It's the back pain. It's all of the things that comes with not taking good care of yourself and not putting good things in your body. You make a choice of what you want to put in your body, but you pay the price for it. Why is that so hard to understand?
I mean, I wish I wish I knew. I think the vilification of the mayor by Nets fans is utterly bizarre. And I wanted to say this. I didn't say it in a spaces uh, because I knew that it wouldn't go over well. Because at a certain point, like when you're
You
talking,
you
when you're
can't
talking,
say you can't speak in a forum where the conversation isn't honest, where people aren't listening.
right?
It's a waste of time. Like you, if you didn't this, like I try really hard to give people information, and I noticed the last space that I was in, I explained something to everyone, and more specifically, I explained. I said, listen, we know that the mayor, what demographic the mayor is bowing to. He's not bowing to the sports demographic. He's bowing to the fact that almost 90%, no, I think now 90% of the city is vaccinated. So if you're making a political guess, right? Which side should I be on? Should I kowtow to the very, very rich athlete who's getting millions of dollars to not play? Or should I kowtow to the people who we mandated to get this vaccine and they did it? And not an overwhelming, like the 90% that did it aren't really mad at the mayor for enforcing it for everybody. At least most of them who aren't sports fans. And this concept that, like, what, I've been on the record, Sam, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong and keep me honest on this, because this is how I remember it. I've always said that the mayor has to be able to do this, right? Right? He wants to be a crowd pleaser. He wants to, like, this. That's just political.
Yep.
However, the mayor has to be given. You can't put the mayor in a position where he has to dig his feet into the ground and say, and now he's an adversary. You don't want to make the guy who could bend the rule, change the thing, an adversary. When Kyrie sits courtside at the game, and I got so much shit for this one. When he sits courtside at the game, he automatically puts him in a position to be an adversary with the mayor. And now he can't. Now it's like a pissing contest. Now it's like if this very open, blasted on social media and all sports networks and everything else, if I am seen to be showing favoritism or even capitulating to a person who is unvaccinated, and here's the biggest thing about that because people's brains aren't working all the way on this thing, and I really want to talk basketball after this, because their brains aren't working because of this, they can't understand or see the entire picture that by sitting courtside the other day, you put yourself way farther away from getting something done. While if you look at Aaron, God damn, Aaron Gordon,
Yep.
right? That's not who I'm talking about. Fuck. If you look at the Yankee, what's his name?
Oh, Aaron Judge.
God damn it, my son's favorite baseball player. He would have punched me in my mouth. If you look at the way Aaron Judge is talking about it, he's not making it a crusade. Someone in his media training was like, listen, you need to go chill out. Don't say nothing. Be vague. Don't talk. Don't make it a crusade. Because if you make it a crusade, you're now making it athlete demands mayor to make a decision. If he says yes, the fallout would be way worse than anything else that could happen. And when I tried to explain that in a space, they just got stuck on the word optics. Like, yes, optics is the right word. How it looks is the right word. However, it's not the most important thing. It's not the thing that anybody cares about. um, when they're making this calculation, it's how the other voting side of this, the side of this that has never been to Barclays Centers, the side of this that is not a Nets fan, the side of this that does of people who don't give a shit about basketball, but give a fuck that 9,000 people originally sued this mayor. 7,600 of them, after losing the first lawsuit, wanted to go back to work. They got vaccinated, and they did it. I don't understand why people don't understand that to just decide now, there's a reason to not give it. And the most important thing, which is the last part of this I want to talk about and get your response, Sam, is we don't even know why he won't get vaxxed. Right? Which in normal cases would be the first thing we know, right? If someone would go, man, I'm not trying to take this medicine, just to make it simpler, right? Well, yep. well, why don't you want to take medicine for your illness, for an illness that is affecting everybody? Why don't you want to take the medicine? If the response to that is I'm allergic, or I'm it's my religion forbids it, right? And you could point to the scripture that says you shall not take vaccinations, which that's a hell of a religion. I don't know. I haven't read the Torah in a long time, Sam, but I don't remember any vaccination mandates or vaccination anti-vax rhetoric in the Bible. However, we don't know. We have this only thing we know is that Kyrie liked an Instagram post that said the vaccine was the mark of the beast. And do Jewish people have the concept of the mark of the beast? I always forget my where the lines are drawn between Jewish.
No, I had never heard, until me and you spoke about that. I'd never heard that phrase before.
Oh, so let me explain to you what the mark of the beast is, right? So in Revelations, in the New Testament, the side of the Bible that you don't that is not a part of not a part of the dogma that controls your life, but a very big part of my growing up. It says that in the end of days, that everyone will have to wear a mark, and that mark will allow us to buy things and have businesses and not, right? So that mark is 666. And I'm sorry, if that is the explanation, if that is the reason, right? Because if you don't know the reason why someone is willing to take this stance, right? Like, let's do Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali refused to go to the Vietnam War because he felt like Asian people had never done anything wrong to him. He didn't understand what the war was about, and he believed it was against his Muslim beliefs, right? And he could point to the scriptures in the Bible, and no matter how you feel about Muslim beliefs, that it was against his Muslim beliefs to go to war against people who have never wronged him, right? He says it over and over. He explains it. He talks about it. We all understand it. We lost several years of Ali at the peak of his powers because he made this stance for peace and explained it perfectly. Now, fast forward to our present, and we have a player that we're all willing to jump out the window and say he has a right to decide what he puts in his body or not. I agree with you on that. But we have a right to judge him for it. We have, if exercising that God given right to decide what you put in your body affects